They say hard work is a golden key that can unlock any closed door. But what happens when hard work is not just a habit, but an obsession? This is a story of a boy who turned his fate around. Not through luck, but through relentless dedication. His journey is not just inspiring. It's proof that the intoxication of hard work can make the impossible possible. Let's dive into the story of Ethan Carter, the boy who refused to give up. Ethan Carter was born in a small, struggling town called Riverdale, where most people barely made ends meet. His family was no different. His father worked as a blacksmith, hammering iron from dawn till dusk, while his mother stitched clothes for wealthy families. Despite their hardships, Ethan dreamed of a better life, not just for himself, but for his family. He wanted to be a successful businessman, but there was just one problem. He had no idea where to start. One evening, as he sat by the riverbank, staring at the endless sky, a thought gnawed at him. Can someone like me, a poor boy from forgotten town, ever achieve something great? One day, Ethan heard about an old wise man named Nicholas Grant, who lived in the hills outside the town. They said Nicholas had an answer to every question. Desperate for guidance, Ethan hiked up the rugged trail and found the old man meditating under a massive oak tree. Nicholas looked up and smiled. "What troubles you, young man?" he asked. Ethan hesitated, then poured his heart out. "I want to achieve something big, but no matter how hard I work, I never see results. Maybe fate has already decided my future." Nicholas chuckled and reached into his satchel. He pulled out a small seed and handed it to Ethan. "Plant this seed in your backyard. But remember, you must care for it every single day, not as a duty, but with love. Nurture like your dreams, and when the time is right, your answer will come." The struggle begins. Ethan returned home, still skeptical but determined to follow Nicholas's advice. He planted the seed, and from that day on, it became part of his life. Every morning, before doing anything else, he watered the soil. He removed weeds, ensured it got enough sunlight, and checked it before going to bed. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Nothing happened. The seed didn't sprout. His patience was tested, but he refused to give up. His friends mocked him. "You're wasting your time, Ethan. Some seeds just don't grow." But Ethan believed in the process. Then on a stormy night, a violent wind swept through Riverdale. The rain poured heavily, and Ethan's backyard turned into a muddy swamp. He rushed outside, desperately trying to shield the spot where he had planted his seed. By morning, he was drenched and exhausted. He dropped to his knees, staring at the battered ground. And then he saw it, a tiny sprout pushing through the soil. Tears welled in his eyes. It had finally happened. It took months of care, patience, and persistence, but the seed had grown. Ethan finally understood. It wasn't about how quickly the seed grew. It was about never giving up, even when there were no signs of progress. He ran back to Nicholas and shared what had happened. The old man smiled and said, "Now, take this lesson and apply it to your life. Build your future like you nurture that seed, day by day, without losing hope." With a new mindset, Ethan began his journey as a small merchant. He started selling handmade goods at the local market. At first, he barely made enough to survive, but he worked every single day, refining his skills, studying his customers, and learning from his failures. Years later, Ethan Carter became the owner of Riverdale Emporium, the largest trading house in the region. He was no longer the poor boy by the river. He was a self-made success. When people asked for the secret to his success, he always told them, hard work is not a burden. It's a way of life. When you fall in love with the process, success becomes inevitable. Ethan's story teaches us an important lesson. Hard work is not about immediate results. It's about consistent effort, even when no one is watching. So, the next time you feel like giving up, remember, your dreams are like that tiny seed. Keep nurturing them, and one day, they'll grow into something beyond your imagination.